Ryan Garcia announces world title comeback fight is now signed for February. Stay tuned to my channel, subscribe. Ryan Garcia will have the opportunity to bounce back from defeat in the most significant way. The 27-year-old was last out in May, losing via unanimous decision to Rolando "Rolly" Romero after suffering a knockdown in the second round. That marked Garcia's debut in the welterweight division, having previously struggled to make both the 135 pounds and 140 pounds limits of lightweight and super lightweight. Rolly took the WBA regular title with the win and has since been elevated to full champion. Garcia has decided on a different route from the rematch, but the stakes are just as high. He announced today that previously reported negotiations with WBC champion Mario Barrios have now been finalized. Garcia, despite calling out Conor Benn this week, posted a video confirming the news on Instagram, putting pen to paper on a contract beside the famous green and gold belt. Signed. I am going to be fighting for the real WBC championship belt against Mario Barrios, February 21st, get ready, I'm coming. Many fans will argue he did not warrant such a shot as an unranked contender in the division. The situation becomes stranger still given that Mario Barrios' last defense was against the returning Manny Pacquiao, a man also unranked at the time but awarded the title fight due to his status in the sport. Top contenders for the WBC, those who have fought and earned their rankings, have criticized the wait for a mandatory defense. Barrios picked up the title in June 2024 when he was elevated from interim to full champion after Terence Crawford moved up in weight. He has held on to it with 2 draws, first against Abel Ramos and more recently against Pacquiao. Conor Benn seemingly has plenty of options following his dominant points victory over Chris Eubank Jr. last Saturday, and he has already agreed to put pen to paper on one of them. Despite fighting out of his more familiar weight division, the 29-year-old encountered minimal difficulty in his middleweight rematch with domestic rival Eubank. Some believe it was largely because Eubank has not only reached the end of his career but, perhaps more importantly, is no longer designed to meet the 160 pounds limit in a healthy manner. Not only that, but a rehydration cap of 170 pounds on the morning of their fight made things no easier for the 36-year-old, who had won their first encounter under the same weight restrictions back in April. This time around though, it was Benn who would claim a unanimous decision victory, which appeared even more convincing after the Ilford man twice floored his fated opponent in the final round. Having tested the waters in a much higher weight class, Benn now seems eager to boil his frame back down to 147 pounds. Shortly after outpointing Eubank, the Destroyer doubled down on his desire to face WBC World Welterweight Champion Mario Barrios, who has reportedly been in talks to defend his title against Ryan Garcia in 2026. But now, it would appear that Garcia has thrown down his gauntlet in pursuit of a UK showdown with Benn, while also teasing Matchroom boxing promoter Eddie Hearn in a recent social media post. I'm up 2-0 on Mr. Eddie Hearn. Would love to make it 3-0 and head to the UK, always been a dream of mine. Let's run it. In response to the call out from Garcia, Benn simply welcomed the potential challenge in a typically belligerent post on X. I don't play games or waffle like you Yanks do. When I say let's go, I mean let's go. Me v you next, I'll sign immediately and rest assured, I'll knock you clean out. Garcia was last in action in May, when he suffered a defeat to Rolly Romero at Times Square in New York. Promoter Oscar de la Hoya is keen on the Barrios fight for his man, so this verbal agreement with Benn may come to nothing.